In a previous vlog, I mentioned that we moved house, and in that same video, I also showed how I have initially set up the new bedroom in the new house using what I already had and what could be done at that time. I will link that video down below. And in this video now, I have some updates because I have finally received the wallpaper mural that I ordered online to finalize my headboard. Now, the packaging was not the most protective. As you can see, the wallpaper was slightly folded at this part, but I decided not to file a complaint or request for a return or a replacement with the seller because this came from China and I am not even sure it's their fault. It could be the fault of the courier. But the seller was actually quite efficient when I was ordering because I needed to ask them how many meters of wallpaper to order when I had an area that was for this exact headboard. This is just ordinary plywood that we had lying around the property, and Enzo cut it down to the size that I requested. It was shown in the previous vlog that is linked down below. Now here, behind the taller plywood, is the much shorter plywood that was the original headboard that I planned to use. The original plan was to have a very low headboard that I can wallpaper with a basic gray material, but that entire wall behind the bed would be wallpapered with a mural wallpaper, and that would have been so wonderfully dramatic. But that size of wallpaper would cost around 4,000 pesos according to the seller, and I could not afford that. That's why I had this larger headboard made. The total cost of this wallpaper for the headboard was only 600 pesos. I will link this wallpaper in the description box because there are actually other designs available, but I just picked this one, and this was actually my second choice because the one I really wanted was out of stock and I didn't want to wait very long. Anyway, the wallpaper came in two parts and already had an adhesive backing, so there was no need for me to buy and apply a separate wallpaper adhesive. The backing sheet of the wallpaper was a glossy clear material that was quite easy to peel off. The adhesive also was not very sticky, so it's quite forgiving, and especially with how I did it alone without asking for help from anyone, because that's just me and my hyper independence, which is actually unhealthy according to my doctors, and also a sign of past trauma which remains unsolved to this day. But I am already digressing. The first half of the wallpaper was quite easy to install because it has a visual anchor. The largest flower at the top left corner just had to be placed at the top left corner of the headboard, and I just aligned the entire wallpaper to the left edge of the plywood and then smoothed it down. By the way, let me just insert a little emotional ad-lib in here. I want to say that this video is something I wasn't even sure about uploading because I still don't like being here, like I mentioned in the previous vlog, but I figured this video is a documentation of the things that I have done in the spirit of trying, so I might as well upload this video anyway. Okay, now there is the left part of the wallpaper. It is relatively easy to install. The right part of the wallpaper, on the other hand, was not as easy because then I had to align the design with the part that I have already installed. Installing wallpaper really is a two-person job, basing from the millions of videos that I have seen online about this specific process, but I always end up doing all things by myself anyway, by choice. And it took me a while. But in the end, I prevailed. I managed to align the right half of the wallpaper to the left half. I cut off the excess and then folded over the rest of what's left to cover the thickness of the plywood. And that is my headboard, finally. It is more purple than in the photo online, but it's actually less purple in person, so that's okay. And I really like that some of the darker leaves on the wallpaper does match the dark blue-gray blanket I already have on the bed. When smaller, the mural wallpaper is not as dramatic as compared with if I had it on the entire wall behind the bed, but that's okay. This is what I can afford, and I think it's cute. I have not seen anyone have this specific kind or design of headboard anyway, so it's kind of unique to me for now. Beside the bed, I do have a few things I plugged in via this one socket here. I have already used cable clips to keep the cable out of the way, but the gadgets are all on top of the bed because I don't have a nightstand yet at this point. There will be a nightstand on both sides of the bed and they will be floating shelves. It is June 20 and it has been 16 days since we moved into this house. On June 22, the nightstands are finally finished. This is just a sheet of plywood cut down to the size that I wanted by Enzo again, and I just covered it with some gray colored waterproof wallpaper. This one is very cheap and I only needed one roll, but I made sure to get the waterproof one because I plan to put cold drinks on top of this one. So now I have transferred all of the nightstand things onto the nightstand. I have this lamp that has 3 settings. It has cool, warm, and a combination of the two. And I also have my wrist blood pressure monitor. This is rechargeable and I can just use the same cable as this rechargeable lamp. This is my favorite lip balm, and I also have here my one and only earrings. They're sterling silver, but they need to be cleaned. A thermometer, my iPhone cable, and this is aloe vera gel. Underneath the nightstand is the short power strip, and the nightstand is actually held up by these short metal brackets only. Some cable management needs to be done here, and I did get to that later on. On the other side, there is also a nightstand, same dimensions, but I'm not sure what to put here. I can use this lamp, an old lamp, but the clamp might tear the wallpaper because at some point I lost the rubber lining of this one. At the end of this day, the only thing missing are the corner guards for the nightstands. I asked Enzo not to round the corners of these anymore because I really did plan to place clear corner guards on the corners. I am quite the clumsy person, so I'm sure that without corner guards, I'm just going to end up giving myself blunt force trauma with these corners. After a few days, a new blanket arrived. It's the Old Rose one that I ordered online. And by the way, this is my electric leg massager with its own extension cord that I also plugged into the power strip under the nightstand. The bed is actually quite tall, and it's because the area under the bed is used for storing these large plastic bins. I did not want them to be outside in full view, and by June 29, the bedroom is finally almost 100% complete, if not 100% complete already. Unfortunately, I have managed to scratch the wallpaper on the headboard with my own fingernail right here, and it's a little bit annoying, but it's not really noticeable. The pillowcases have also arrived as well. This purple one was a mistaken order. It looked like a dark plum in the picture online, and I ordered it because the color was a good match to my headboard. But when it arrived, it was too bright, so I just used it to wrap my silicone cervical pillow. I also have my heating pad right here. I have a review of this on my channel, and I will link it down below. And the bed has a strange bulge under the blankets. This is the Old Rose blanket that I added because the one dark blue-gray blanket I already had on the bed was quite thin for me. I still felt cold at night, but a comforter or duvet would be too much. It would be too hot. The bulge on the bed is caused by this electric leg massager that I usually use at night to relieve some feelings of tiredness in my legs. I suffer from chronic venous insufficiency in the legs, so I always need to keep circulation going on. And this one has the extension running here, which is plugged into the power strip underneath the nightstand, which I showed earlier. And I really like the leg massager. It has the option to have heat together with a rolling massage. It also has a button to choose the intensity or speed of the rolling massage, and then this button is for the direction of the massage. This leg massager automatically turns itself off after 20 minutes. If I'm still awake and I need more massaging, I just turn it back on. But in case I do fall asleep, it's okay. I just unplug the massager when I wake up. And this is really where I store the massager, and there's no danger of it falling because the blankets are tucked under the mattress here. And I do that because I don't like getting cold feet while sleeping. It wakes me up. Around the bed on this day, I have already placed the bed skirt. These are actually just some old curtains that I used to use in my old dorm, the super old dorm that I used to live in before I transferred to the swanky dorm in Malate that I have videos of on my channel. I needed the bed skirt to conceal the storage bins that look unsightly when exposed. And under the nightstand, as you can see, I have finally managed to do some very, very basic cable management. My only purpose here was to conceal the cables, not really to organize them in a perfect way. The other nightstand is still empty. I am using this other one only. And the corner guards have already been installed as well. I just don't like the look of the adhesive. The corner guards came already with the adhesive strips on them, and the adhesive strips were crooked. They are clear, but they look crooked. I don't really like them. But anyway, I also placed a cable clip on the side to hold my iPhone cable so that it won't be dangling under the nightstand, and so it will be easier for me to reach for. The other nightstand also has the same corner guard, as you can see. Now it's time to show you the rest of the bedroom. This is the door, and behind it I just have hooks to place a towel, this bag that I use to carry my stuff whenever I need to stay at Jawaid's place, and my other bag that I used to use. I also have this funny sign right here. It's in the Bicol language. Translated, it says, "Please do not wake me up because I just went to sleep." I place that outside the door when it's already early morning and I am about to sleep, just so people will know not to wake me, because if they do, I will get a migraine. This is a folding table that I use when I am making notebooks, and on top of it I have my light stand, which I talked about in a previous video, which I will link down below. I can fold up the table when I am taking a break from making notebooks, and then I can tuck the table somewhere hidden from view. The light stand is plugged here, and this is actually the stand that I use when making YouTube videos. I place my phone over here at the top. Those are my clothes. The hangers don't match, but I don't mind that at all. This chest of drawers are for more of my stuff and supplies. My printer is over here, which I have covered with the other pillowcase that I ordered the wrong color and size of. I also have some of my notebook making supplies over here. And here is a lamp controlled by this switch. The lamp also has 3 different settings, a warm, a cool, and a combination. And I can also adjust the brightness of the lamp as well. The rest of my desk has the usual clutter, some sheets that I need to bind into a notebook, like 2 notebooks actually, a measuring tape, old plastic discs, some fountain pens I need to wash and clean and then post for sale online. And I also have this cable organizer here. By the way, this is a standing desk that I designed myself. I have a video of this particular desk on my channel, and I will link it down below. I have a calculator and a Bluetooth numpad, my laptop cooling pad, which works okay, but I find it annoying that I cannot clean the fans inside. And also here's my Bluetooth mouse. Videos of the mouse, the cooling pad, and the numpad will all be linked down below. I have here 2 watch docks for my Apple Watch Series 2 and my Series 9. I only wear the Series 2 when I'm charging the Series 9. There's another lamp here and an oil diffuser that I will show you later, another jar of lip balm, and my stainless steel stone for gua sha, bottles of essential oils for the diffuser, and my toothbrush. Underneath the standing desk is the air conditioning unit attached to the wall and a fan just to help with circulation of the cool air to the rest of the room. This chest of drawers is actually designed to fit under the desk, but I'm using it to hold stuff on top, and I also need the aircon and fan to be unblocked anyway. This is an old lamp that belongs to my son, and the switch is just right here. On the other side of the standing desk is a lower chest of drawers that holds my clothes in the drawers and also some things on top of it. In the bin is skincare that I use every day, and over there is an insulated lunch bag that holds the rest of my skincare supplies that I don't use every day. Here are stuff that I have already posted for Destash, waiting for buyers. And over here is my paper shredder for when I am shredding old planners and journals after I have scanned them into high-resolution images. Now, everything on the desk is actually plugged into the power strips here. This is the cable management trough that is built into the standing desk. It does look messy when viewed from here, but I don't even see this mess when I'm sitting at the desk because there is a low panel that hides this mess from view. So it's all good. And there is space here because I sometimes need to go back here to fix some plugs and cables, and I am so very thin that I can actually fit in here. Over here is a table with wheels that holds my everyday bag, and this bottle of aloe vera gel should actually be on the nightstand. There is me, hello, and you all know what's inside this bag. In case you haven't seen the latest video yet, I will link it down below. Sometimes I wheel this stand or table to the space beside the bed, but most times I just keep it here by the mirror. There's also a bathroom in this bedroom, by the way. It can be accessed through that small door over there. Now I have this portable water heater that I currently am drying on the mat. I have not yet found a solution for that, how to store the water heater when I'm not using it. And also the mat needs to be cleaned. I know, I'm sorry. The bathroom is just a basic one. It has a toilet, a shower, and a sink. And that's okay with me. I'm not a bathroom girl. I don't need a swanky bathroom. Just the most basic one with lights and running water will do. And this bedroom is very, very dark, which is what I have always wanted and which is what I actually need. All of my previous bedrooms were very dark, just like this one. Let me show you. Let me turn off all of the brightest lights, which are the overhead light and the light stand for filming. It is 2:29 in the afternoon, and here only the lamps are on. If I turn off these two lamps, you can already understand how dark it is. The bed area is very dark, which is why I need this lamp on the nightstand. And if I turn off this lamp, you can see all the more how dark the room really is. And it's in the middle of the afternoon in a tropical country. The oil diffuser also has its own light. Let me show you. It actually has different settings for duration so that it can turn itself off after a specific amount of time. And you can set it to big mist or small mist. And you can also choose between continuous mist or intermittent mist. And here is the light. It can be set to an alternating spectrum of colors and can also be set to steady on any specific color in that spectrum. I always set it to the alternating spectrum. I always joke that the light makes it look like it's in a cabaret, but I actually like it. You can see through the curtains that it really is daylight outside, but the bedroom is very, very dark. The curtains are made of 3 different layers of fabric. I showed them in a video, which I will link down below. For someone like me who suffers from migraines caused by bright lights and sleeplessness, this darkness is actually quite needed for health purposes. And that is all of my bedroom and what I have achieved so far in making it habitable for me. Like I said, I wasn't even sure I wanted to upload this video. I'm still not very comfortable with the idea of moving here for reasons that I'll keep to myself for now, but this is a documentation of the things that I have done in the spirit of trying to make this habitable for me, and that's why I am sharing this video. So for now, this bedroom is okay.